Hello, good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here. Today I'm talking to you about some exciting changes. Well, we didn't really get specifics, but some changes that Wargaming have announced are coming to battleships. So apparently, American battleships from Tier 3 to Tier 9 are getting some buffs, which that's really exciting. I'm not really sure what these buffs would be. Maybe a bit more speed to the Colorado and those ships where you're still in like those heavy dreadnought style of battleships, the Colorado and the New Mexico, where the other lines are getting their fast battleships and you're still stuck in a battleship whose top speed is 20 knots. I mean, that's more than a little frustrating. It's really frustrating when you're in the Colorado in a tier 9 game and you're stuck at a 20 knot top speed. It was the most infuriating thing that I had ever grinded through up to that point. And I get that, it's historically accurate, but I mean, you can give it 3 more knots, give it a 23 knot top speed. It would certainly help. I'm not too sure what they're going to buff with the American battleships, though, because when I was grinding through those, the only real problem I had was the speed, Especially, it was mainly just with the Colorado. You're just stuck at 20 knots, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're constantly getting up tier to tier 9 games, so that wasn't too fun. But I'll be really interested to see what they're going to do to literally the entire line besides the Montana. Anyway, that'll be interesting. So the Myogi is also getting a buff. Not too sure what they're going to do there. Now the Izumo is getting another buff. Now recently they increased the deck armor, from 32 millimeters to I believe it's 52 now. Of the upper deck. Now, I think they really need to take that huge foredeck plating and make that 52 too, and maybe put like the car first, just a little slot of 32 millimeter at the tip, and have that huge swath 52 millimeters. Because guys, the amount of deck space on the Izumo, it's just an HE magnet, and well, honestly, at high tier right now, most battleships are just HE magnets. I mean, with the introduction of so many rapid-firing, HE spamming cruisers and destroyers, it's a little bit overwhelming at high tier right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's really annoying and really aggravating for me right now, since I'm a battleship main, and I'm not sure if Wargaming just keeps introducing these high rate of fire, HE spamming cruisers and destroyers because they're trying to call the battleship population or what. But my God, does it get annoying. And that's all I'll say about that. If you guys want me to talk about that, I'll certainly make another video talking about my views on HE at the moment. But anyway, the Izumo could also use a bit of a dispersion or sigma buff, one or the other, not both, because there are some moments when the Izumo's guns do have really nice dispersion, but most of the time it's it's extremely inconsistent and annoying. And that was a really painful grind because I didn't have enough free XP up through the Izumo. I had to grind straight through it from the stock hull to the sea hull and then to the Yamato. It was infuriating. And I do not miss it, but I still keep it in port just to remind me of the pain that I went through to get the Yamato. And also, the FDG is getting a buff. Now, I can tell you right now what needs to be buffed from the FDG, and it's the main battery guns. Because, oh my God, all those things so inconsistent, and it's like sometimes, and it's not unoften that this happens, the shells just ping off at almost like 60 or 70 degree angles from each other after exiting the barrels. It's like, what? This must be an improvement over the Bismarck? When the Bismarck feels more accurate? Yeah, no, the guns certainly need a Sigma and a dispersion buff, and I would say the FDG actually would need both. Because, I mean, come on, Wargaming, it's a Tier 9 battleship. Tier 9. It should be more accurate than the Tier 8 that you just got off of. And it's a Tier 9 battleship with only 8 guns. Now, yes, if you equip the 406s, you can get a pretty nice reload time for these guns. But, I mean, they're still so inaccurate. It's worse than a shotgun almost. It's like a smoothbore rifle almost. Like they forgot to put the rifling and the guns. And at the current meta of Tier 9 and Tier 10 games, where it's just so passive for the first 10 or so minutes because of the well, for battleships, I can tell you it's because of the high rate of fire, HE spamming cruisers and destroyers, because we don't want to get melted in the first 5 minutes of the game, because you can totally lose almost all your health to just one Harugumo who has a smoke screen or an island to hide behind, or a Wusta for that matter. So, battleships are having to stay back at long distances and use their range advantage to take out these cruisers and destroyers if RNG just blesses you enough to ping off a destroyer. So yeah, and with the FDG's current dispersion and Sigma, it's just not happening for it, because you just wind up sitting in the back waiting for, a cruiser or a destroyer to push, and then you push with them. But even at close ranges, I've missed a broadside Iowa from 4 kilometers away with an FDG before, and I think the last time I talked about FDG, I had a clip where I missed a Iowa that was right in front of me about 4 kilometers away. The shells just straddled the ship from 4 kilometers away. That's unacceptable. At tier 9, your shells should be going where you're aiming, definitely within 10 kilometers. Now, if it's a destroyer or a cruiser that's maneuvering, I understand. But if you're shooting at a battleship that's 10 kilometers and under away from you, especially in a ship that's supposed to be a brawling battleship, your shell should go where you point. I know, it's part of the balancing, but I mean, come on, it's a tier 9 battleship. You shouldn't have to pray to RNGs to hit a target that's within secondary range. And I get, one of the ship's strong points is most definitely its secondaries, but it's just beyond infuriating that you have a tier 9 that's this inaccurate. And the FDG actually has the same Sigma that the of course the Kurfürst has, but the reason the Kurfürst is less infuriating because it's got 4 more guns than the FDG. So you're throwing more shells at your target, and still with the Kurfürst, past 15, 16 kilometers, it's way more hit or miss than way more than the Montana, the Yemi, and the Republic. It's but the Kurfürst is more doable because, like I said, you got 4 more guns on that battleship, and the FDG has the least amount of guns at tier 9. And she's got 4 guns. The Alsace has freaking 12. But it has 1.6 Sigma, so that recently got nerfed too. Iowa has 9. Izumo has 9. So, and the Lion has 9. So she's got 1 less gun than the other ships, but she also has them in a 2x4 setup. So when you're bow tagging, which you have to do at tier 9, do that a lot, you only get 4 guns on target versus the other ships who can get 6 guns on target. And I know it's only 2 less guns, but that certainly doesn't make a difference in a tier 10 game. Wow, I'm having trouble speaking today. So, but other than that, the FDG, I think the rest of the ship's fine. The AA is fine. The secondaries are great. The armor's great. Concealment, speed, maneuverability, that's all fine and dandy. I just think that she just needs a little love to her main battery guns. And, yeah, no, not to her secondaries. Her secondaries are perfectly fine because they are pretty much just Bismarck secondaries, but better. And again, that's the big thing about the FDG to me. It's supposed to be a bigger and improved Bismarck, but yet the guns feel less accurate. I feel more comfortable sniping in Bismarck. Snipe is like 15 kilometers away in Bismarck and FDG. I feel much more confident in Bismarck sniping than I do in FDG. And even when the guns hit, because you only have 8 guns, you're not hitting as many shells as if you had 9 guns, or friggin' 12 if you're the Alsace. But, also, they are changing the secondaries for pretty much all of the ships. They're all now going to be shooting HE instead of AP, because the secondary guns are such of a small caliber. The AP can't really do much against, well, anything if it angles correctly. So they're switching it on over to HE, so, you have more secondaries firing HE, better chance of fires, and better chance of doing damage overall due to splash damage and whatnot. So that's another exciting change that's coming. But this video is mainly about sharing my opinion with you guys about what needs to be changed on the Izumo and the FDG. Now, again, this is all 120% my opinion, just from me playing through the ships and having gone back and play them every now and then, just seeing how their seeing how they're holding up to the current meta. So again, all 100% my opinion. So let me know what you guys would like them to do to the FDG and the Ismo, and just take a stab at what you think they're going to do with the tier 3 through 9 American battleships, because I don't really think they need a buff, except, like I said, maybe a little bit of a speed buff to Colorado. Other than that, those ships weren't that bad, in my opinion, so I'm really confused as to why they would, you know, buff tier 3 through the tier 9 American battleships. So yeah, it's a bit strange, but welcoming news. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you like the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We recently hit 900 subs, which thank you guys so much for doing that. And we are, as of me recording this video, we are under 100 subscribers away from 1,000. 1,000, you're gonna get a face reveal of me and Dakota, my puppy, will be there. So yeah, get us to 1,000. I will make that happen. So again, thank you guys so very much for watching. Hope to catch all of you guys in the next one.